Is Kent Hughes obsessed, or is he simply relentless? That's the question swirling around the hockey world today. Habs Nation, as we dive headfirst into a rumor that refuses to die, a name that surfaces in Montreal headlines every 6 months like clockwork. We're talking about Jordan Kyrou. Yes, again, according to insider David Pagnotta, the general manager of the Canadiens, Kent Hughes, may be preparing to circle back and attempt, for the 4th time, to pry the talented winger away from the St. Louis Blues. It seems where there's smoke, there's an entire forest fire. The connection between Kyrou and Montreal is strong. It's persistent, and it makes all the sense in the world on paper. But as with everything in the NHL, the devil lives in the details, and in this case, in the dollar signs. In this video, we're going to dissect this tantalizing possibility. We'll understand why Kent Hughes is so seemingly obsessed with this player, analyze whether Kyrou's current slump is a market opportunity or a glaring warning sign, and of course, debate the astronomical price that the St. Louis Blues are demanding. Is it truly worth mortgaging the future of our defense to bring in another goal scorer? Buckle up, because the Kyrou saga has just gained a dramatic new chapter. Let's go. Let's start with the fundamentals. Why Jordan Kyrou? And why now? The Montreal Canadiens are in a fascinating phase of their rebuild. With the emergence of young talents like Oliver Kapanen and the solidification of the young core, management feels it's time to take the next crucial step. What's missing from this team? An elite winger, fast and lethal, to play on the top line alongside Nick Suzuki and Cole Caulfield. Slavkovsky is excellent, but Kyrou would bring a dynamic of pure speed that this team sometimes desperately lacks. Kyrou is a natural talent. He has silky smooth hands, skates like the wind, and possesses a natural scoring instinct. He's already proven he can be a 30, even 40 goal scorer in this league. But, and there's always a but, his current season is not worthy of standing ovations. In 47 games, he has 13 goals and 19 assists. That's 32 points. For an average player, that would be great. For a guy earning over $8 million per year, it's underwhelming. His plus-minus is a concerning -7. He's having what we call a down year, a season of underperformance. And it's precisely here that Kent Hughes' mind starts working overtime. Hughes loves to buy low. He did it with Sean Monahan. He did it with Patrick Lane in our recent timeline. He did it with Kirby Dach. He looks at the talent, not the current phase. If Kyrou were posting 50 points in 40 games, he'd be untouchable. Because he's struggling and the St. Louis Blues are entering a deep rebuild, the door has cracked open. The report from Gabriel Sammy, based on Pagnotta's information, highlights a crucial point. St. Louis will not hand him over for free. Doug Armstrong, the Blues GM, is a ruthless negotiator. The stipulated price is terrifying. 3 to 4 assets, including a high-quality young defenseman as a centerpiece. Stop and think about that. A quality young defenseman. Who are we talking about? Caden Gould? David Reinbacher? Logan Mailloux? Lane Hudson? Montreal has defensive depth, yes. But surrendering a defensive pillar for an $8 million winger who's playing poorly defensively is a gigantic risk. Beyond the trade cost, we have the financial burden. Jordan Kyrou's contract is a long-term marriage. He earns $8.125 million per season until 2031. That's a half-decade commitment. If he comes and doesn't fit into Martin St. Louis's system, you're stuck with that contract. This isn't a one-year rental. This is a blood pact. On the other hand, if he comes and rediscovers his 80-point form, $8 million for an elite winger in his prime at 27 years old will look like an absolute bargain 2 years from now when the salary cap rises. It's a bet on market inflation and the player's talent. A fascinating detail that Pagnotta brings up is the no-movement clause. Kyrou has the power to veto any trade. He controls his own destiny. But rumors indicate he's already signaled he would accept coming to Montreal. This changes the leverage. If the player wants out and only accepts 1 or 2 destinations, Doug Armstrong loses some of his bargaining power. He can't conduct an auction with 31 teams. He has to negotiate with whoever Kyrou wants. This could help Kent Hughes lower the price. Perhaps instead of an elite defenseman, he can push through a package of picks and B-level prospects. Tactically, the fit is mouth-watering. Imagine the transition speed. Suzuki steals the puck, launches Kyrou on the right wing. He enters the offensive zone with control, something the text highlights as his specialty, draws 2 defenders and dishes to Caulfield, wide open in the slot. Kyrou is one of the league's best at control zone entries. The Canadiens often struggle with dump and chase. Having someone who carries the piano and enters with puck possession would change the entire geometry of the attack. But the lingering question is, are the Montreal Canadiens ready for this all-in move? Bringing in Kyrou accelerates the rebuild. It signals to the fan base in the locker room that the phase of learning to lose is over. Now it's the phase of learning to win. On the other hand, if you spend your best offensive assets now, you could create a hole back there that will take years to fill. The balance is delicate. Kent Hughes has already proven he's not afraid to make big trades. He traded Romanov for Doc, traded Petry, traded Toffoli. He's active, and when a name appears 4 times linked to the same team, it's usually not smoke. It's a long courtship that just needs the right engagement ring or the right trade proposal to turn into marriage. I view this potential move with caution, but also with genuine excitement. Kyrou is 27 years old. He fits the age window of Suzuki, who's 26, and Caulfield at 25. They would grow together. The contract is heavy, but elite players cost money. If the St. Louis Blues are willing to retain some salary, which is difficult with a long-term contract, or accept a bad contract back, like Josh Anderson or Gallagher, which is unlikely, the deal becomes even better. The big question for you, the fan, is who would you give up? Would you surrender Justin Barron and a first-round pick? Would you give up Logan Mailloux? Or do you think the $8 million price tag and Kyrou's questionable defense aren't worth the risk? We're going to continue monitoring every step of the saga. If Kent Hughes picks up the phone and calls St. Louis, we'll know. The deadline is approaching and Montreal has assets, cap space with maneuvering, and a desire to improve. Jordan Kyrou could be the missing piece or the costly mistake. Only time will tell. Leave your trade proposal in the comments. Who goes out for Kyrou to come in? Stay locked in, because this story is far from over.